My student Steven just made $248,000 in the past 30 days by dropshipping in 2025. Today, we're diving into his success to figure out what worked, what didn't, and how you watching can turn e-commerce into a full-time job this year. To get started, would you be cool just flashing your phone to the screen, sort of showing the last 30 days off? Last 30 days, how much is that? 248K in the past month.
Is there like a way to refresh it or something?
I mean, that's good enough right there. I don't think anyone's going to fake that. You got the sessions in there and everything. So for the viewers, do you want to do a quick intro, your name, where you're from, and then, how it feels to be at this level of e-com currently?
Of course, yeah. So I'm from San Diego. I started getting into dropshipping fall of 2023. I discovered Anthony's videos sometime in August after giving it maybe a month or two by myself. And I just liked the way that he went over all the structure of everything. And it just seemed really transparent in a way that other people that I saw online, just they weren't as straightforward with like, oh, here's exactly what I'm doing in terms of research, ads, product, and everything. And so that led me to joining the mentorship, which I really enjoyed, but I didn't really find much traction throughout. And I think part of the issue was I just didn't have much luck with TikTok. Maybe that was just my strategy was off. I don't know. I got some ad account bans on there that slowed me down, but also just the performance wasn't very consistent for me. And so when I switched to Meta, then I got my account suspended, and that took me a few months to resolve all I think that was like pre-election stuff that was
That's why
going on.
winning
So
isn't luck, bro. People will get thrown
yeah,
these same curveballs, but why do some people quit and some power through?
by the end of the mentorship, I hadn't really found like a big winner yet. I tested so many products though. I felt pretty confident in myself doing my research to where I didn't really need to even really test that many products anymore. And I was pretty familiar with the Meta platform. And so it felt very much like it was just a matter of time for me. Just kind of sit back, wait till I find a product that really looks like it has some promise to it. And that's essentially what happened kind of in November. And I started slowly just scaling it up cautiously, trying to take the small wins. Like if I make $50 in a day or $100 in a day, like I consider that a win.
Hmm.
And so rack up the small wins, make it through the Black Friday season, which was definitely a bit of a struggle on Meta. I mean, all the ads got probably like 2 or 3 times more expensive for
Yeah, people are
the ones I
blasting the
was running.
budget there.
It was crazy. So I didn't have any crazy success over Black Friday. I made some small profits and kind of just learned as I went. And then January through April, things just started really clicking. I think part of it was there was less competition for my ads, meaning that it was easier for everything to kind of fall into place in the right, correct range where I could scale things up further and still be profitable, still be making money and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, that's kind of like me and my story with respect to drop shipping. I'm a mechanical engineer currently. My thing is just I don't believe the 9 to 5 is for me. Um, I just don't enjoy it. I mean, some people do, and that's totally okay. But me, I'd prefer to travel around a little bit more and just not have my time tied to the money I'm making. So that was really what spurred my initial interest into drop shipping too, is that I don't want to have to be in some fixed office throughout the week, 9 to 5. And I know this is a very, very common reason for getting into this too. But I mean, for me, I was never not trying to be a millionaire, not trying to be super
Now you're
wealthy.
going
I
to
mean,
be
if I
one
made,
soon.
yeah, I know that was never the intention, but it's just like maybe that will still happen, and if so, awesome. But it was really just I want to separate the money I make from my time, which I'm
Yeah.
starting to do already, and it feels really good.
And bro, big congrats to you because a quarter mil in a 30-day period is no joke. And we were talking about this before the recording, but that's like your yearly salary in like 1, 2 months of work, which is actually, perplexing to think about how much physical labor you'd have
Yeah,
to put in to get that output. For the viewers watching, people are always hating in the comments. Oh, but it's not profit, but they're haters. So do you want to shed some light how the profit margins have been for you on the store?
yeah, they've been somewhere in the 15 to 25% range. I calculate them monthly, So the past few months, they've been sitting somewhere in that range, and that's once I take out like all the fees and paying my assistant and all that and everything. So
That's for the whole
that's what it
business
comes
with
down to.
subscriptions too?
Yeah, I don't really have. Oh yeah, Yes, the Shopify subscriptions and everything. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, dude, as long as you're above 20% margins, like that's very, very healthy. So I'd say with where you're at, like that's doing pretty damn good. But I am curious. So you had tested products for about 2 months on your own before joining this program. What made you want to join a program to sort of have like some help along the way as opposed to just figuring it all out on your own? Some people are like, why would I join a program for a few thousand when I can just spend that few thousand into myself? So what sort of made you realize like this was a good move for you?
I just find that's a valuable way to save time when you learn any new skill or hobby that you're interested in, to find someone who's already kind of done it, and then to essentially maybe not copy them exactly, but at least learn from them and then learn to emulate their strategy and everything they put into it. So I mean, by taking the mentorship and learning from people who are already doing it for a living, it kind of just cuts out a lot of the time that you would waste like worrying about various things that really don't matter at all as it happens. So, like for instance, with respect to drop shipping, there's so many things on the store itself that I was worried about going into it. Like, oh, my store format. Do I need how many pictures and like the where do I put all my guarantees and that kind of thing, or like the loading speed for the store, or like what you do for the banner announcement, or really anything for the store. And I mean, I've made tweaks. Currently, I just run pre-built 4.0 still. Um,
OG,
I know
pre-built
you
theme.
might have a new version, I think, but I just run it as is because I found changing it really doesn't affect anything. I mean, maybe just the market's so big, I don't know, but I'd say the main thing I took from the course or from the mentorship was just learning like what to focus on that really makes a difference and just saves you so much time when you're not wasting time optimizing your store speed or looking on Fiverr for people to get, design some store for you and using like a Shopify app or something. You can
Yeah.
just really take a template, copy and paste for each product you test.
And what was like the one tweak that sort of helped you connect the dots? Because originally you were on TikTok, you moved to Meta, and even with, switching platforms, it's not like your first product on Facebook took you to 100K. So what do you think are some of the pivotal things people should focus on that can really move the needle in their progress?
I think having tested so many products definitely helped a lot. I tested some that just performed so badly, and in the moment, that's so frustrating. But you learn that for the future because then you know better what actually works, what has a market, what doesn't, and it saved a lot of time when you have 100, 200, 300 products that you've tested under your belt, as opposed to someone just starting out. How to read the data was definitely very helpful, and then how to respond to the various different metrics of like, oh, cost per click or CPA or CPM, that kind of thing. And I think another big change for me was just the mindset of like, I'm not just looking for one big winner that's going to like change everything for me or whatever. It's more like I'm trying to build a business. And then as a business, I need to be consistently profitable. So then what can I do day to day that will keep me or make me consistently profitable and then operate out of that mindset?
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. I appreciate your perspective. And throughout the program, then, were there any resources you really liked? Did you think like the one-on-one chats helpful, the course is helpful, or what sort of things stuck out to you, maybe on like the community aspect that were beneficial?
I think it's helpful to see all the people in the various chats kind of like struggling through the same things I was, as the kind of motivate me to keep going, like when I was going through all the meta bans for various ads and for I don't know, I went through several different accounts
It
and
happens,
tons of
man. And in the beginning, it's so foreign to get a new profile set up. What's a proxy, bro? You got to sort this out. But
exactly.
now that you know what it is, like, dude, it's like the back of your hand, not even an issue.
And just seeing everyone else suffer through that at the same time was it just made me feel less alone in it and more determined to keep pushing through it really. Like all the coaches being like, "Oh yeah, that happens. Just keep going. Like get new accounts, just push through, make tweaks, keep going." That helped me a lot.
Amazing. And what is your opinion on drop shipping now? Is this a business model you would encourage people to pick up? Do you think if people are working their 9 to 5 similar to you, e-com is where they should put their time? What's your stance?
Personally, a year and a half into it, I find it very fulfilling. It definitely checks the boxes of making the money that I don't need to necessarily spend my time in an office working for. I don't know if it's necessarily for everyone, in that it is definitely not as easy as people make it out to be. I mean, I was pretty much treating this as like a part-time job for like a year and a half
Mhm.
before I actually started making consistent profits. And I mean, some people, maybe it clicks for them sooner. Like, I come from a background of business side doesn't click as quickly for me as for others. So I would say just that it's not like it's some easy get rich quick scheme. It's a way of running a business, and starting and running a business is a lot of work. It takes time to learn, and it takes time before you actually make any money. And from there, it's still work to maintain from that point. So I guess that would be my message to people who are kind of starting out earlier on the journey. Like, it's a lot of fun and I really enjoy it, but just make sure you're in it for the long haul.
At what point would you say it makes sense to join a program like this one? Because a lot of people, they're going to start off, they'll test a few products on their own. Like, you joined a group pretty similar, but we've had other people finish the program. Like, they didn't join until like a year into their journey, for example. So at what point do you think it makes sense where you're like, okay, I want to take this serious, maybe I should get some help, versus I want to take this serious, but I'm going to go solo and just put all my money and time into figuring it out?
I think it really depends on where you are in life in general. Like, if you are to a point where you have some expendable income or some savings stored up to where you can really devote time and money to this, kind of like a part-time job, then I would definitely go ahead and join a mentorship like as soon as you can. But I remember seeing in the Discord, there's a lot of guys in there. They're like as young as like 13, 16, 18. Maybe you don't have the funds to like keep at this for the long haul, and maybe you can't afford the mentorship. Not to say that those people shouldn't join the mentorship, but maybe for them it's more practical to start out looking at the YouTube videos, checking out your channel, staying up to date on that, and then wait until they have a consistent source that they can draw from to learn and grow until they are profitable.
That's good. Yeah, that's very good. And before we wrap things up today, do you have any last minute wisdom you want to drop for the viewers watching this?
I would say the main thing is just, I know how frustrating it can get when you're looking around and everyone else is making it look so easy to be so successful at the thing that you're trying to be good at that you aren't currently good at. And, and I would just say it's not as easy as it looks. It does take a lot of work, and ultimately it's worth it. Just keep at it. And just like, the only way of failing, I know it's very stereotypical, but the only way you fail is by giving up, really. So as long as you have the goal in your mind and you set your mind on whatever it is you're trying to achieve, like, you're going to get there. It's just a matter of time.
Big respect to Steven for coming on the channel today. And for the viewers watching this, if you want the chance to work with me one-on-one, then check the first link in the description below. Inside my coaching program, me and you will work together 24/7 to ensure that you have a winning product. We'll ensure your store looks branded, and we'll even help you manage the ads each and every single day. That way you don't got to figure out all these small details on your own. So click that first link in the description. That'll take you on over to a short application form. And if it's a good fit, we'll offer you a spot to join the program. And that's where me and you will be talking on the inside. So a reminder, the link to join the one-on-one coaching where you get daily 24/7 support is right down there in the description. Click it, get started, and let's make ecom your reality this year. If you guys made it to the end, reminder to subscribe. We post testimonials like this every single week. And on the screen now are 2 more videos you'll enjoy. Check them out, and I'll catch you there.